Hey, family, it's Tara Lake in Philadelphia. I hope that this finds you well. Philadelphia, home of the Eagles, by the way, who are headed to the Super Bowl for like the second time in the past 3 years. So I'm just sharing that so that you know which Philadelphia I'm talking about. Okay, so not what I came here to talk to you about at all. I wanted to be the Jesus friend in your life today and share an encouragement with you from Proverbs 27 from the Word. So I've built a habit of reading a chapter of Proverbs, like one Proverbs a day, one chapter of Proverbs a day, each day of the month, as there are 31 chapters, right? And a couple of my favorite online teachers, when I was coming back to faith during the pandemic, taught me about this, suggested this. And I'm always grateful for the fact that every day I read a chapter, something particular strikes me for that day or for the specific moment of life that I happen to be in. And it's no different today. So if you haven't already today, I really encourage you to check out Proverbs 27. If you have lunch or a break today, you can just search it up on your device or pull up your favorite Bible app and read it or have it read to you. I really believe that it'll bring you some peace in your day today. So today, I just want to draw your attention to Proverbs 27 and verse 1, actually, because of how it grabbed my heart as I was reading it. And I'll share a couple of versions for you. So the King James Version reads, "Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth." That's the King James Version, as I said. And the English Standard Version reads, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring." What does that mean, like to boast? I think we all know that it refers to actually bragging. And so maybe carrying an arrogance or an unwarranted assurance that we have access to tomorrow. And therefore, we can assume what our tomorrows and our lives will, or rather, how our tomorrows and our lives will go, and that they will go the way that we have planned them. So Proverbs chapter 27, verse 1 is really an awesome reminder that we can get very confident and sure about a future that is not promised to us. It may not arrive. And I'm sorry if I'm being very somber. I don't mean to be, but I'm just speaking practically. So if we really don't know whether we have tomorrow, quite literally, or even a metaphorical or symbolic tomorrow, perhaps years or even decades down the line. So that reminds me of James 4:13 through 15. The English Standard Version reads, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that." So if we come to grips with this concept of the potential fragility of our circumstances for the first time in a long time, it may mean making radical or revolutionary changes in response. Now, that can bring up fear for us that we have to conquer. I know it has for me at times, but we know in Christ we can make those shifts. And it may also mean asking ourselves where we want to be placing our energy in case tomorrow or next year we do not have the time or the money, the capacity, the relationships, the strength, the freedom, the constitutional guarantees, or the liberty to do what we can do today. And because, as we have all recently witnessed, any of those factors could change in an instant. I imagine that a lot of us have been getting very insistent messages or conversations or nudges about the urgency of the moment that we live in. So much also in American news and on the world stage confirms this, from the wildfires and extreme cold and snow to the Southeast hurricane recovery, and then the inauguration and the events in Gaza and Israel and the Congo, to the evolving American immigration policies and deportations that we have seen of late, just the past couple of days. But then also on a personal level, and like real talk, right? Like you can tell me, Have the urgent nudges seemed more personal for you as well? Is it just me? Or are you also basically just getting like phone calls letting you know that you haven't done what you need to do right now? The creative project, the application, the phone call, the performance, the business, the spiritual move, the breakup. So it isn't just things that are happening on the world stage and the national stage that we are, many of us, praying about, working on, donating toward, but also like these really personal issues as well. So yesterday, I was chatting with a friend who abruptly and unexpectedly asked me about procrastination, which, by the way, was like a diabolical, ice cold nudge, like right out of the blue. Like my friend didn't even know like God was really using him in that moment. Like, ouch. Okay. But anyway, like right at that moment. Okay. And I told him that my aha moment late last week was that I struggle with creative procrastination. So that means like doing these fantastic things that are completely valid, but are not the fantastic things that I've been assigned to do, right? And I didn't say this part to my homeboy, but the actual work that I've been assigned to has historically involved a few things for me. So one, politely complaining. Two, giving God really creative and seemingly valid excuses, like strong ones, truly. Three, low-key pouting when he doesn't seem very impressed. Like God is not impressed by my really great creative and seemingly valid excuses. And then finally, I do the thing. I do the thing finally after, but those three steps. Okay. So I really have improved in those areas. I would say, since the time that I did the God Nudges video, which is, I should actually link to the God Nudges video. So look for it somewhere. I'll put it in the description or wherever I can put it. But each task he presents raises then a new opportunity for growing beyond resistance again, right? So you complete that task, you move through that, you get the thing done, but then there is a new thing that might stretch you a little farther, right? And then those moments, the steps that I mentioned that historically have come up for me, may or may not come up again. And then you have to struggle through that thing. And I'm just talking about myself. So in 2025, I'm really working on skipping all of those steps and getting right to the thing, right? So y'all pray for me, please. And I'm like, literally put me on your prayer list and pray for me daily as I work on this, please. Thank you. And I'm having to come to grips, I think, with the fact that that I need to recognize that time is in fact short. That there are windows and there are seasons, but windows close and seasons pass. So often we have to jump into the flow or risk missing what God is doing. We miss the move is what I started to say, but we miss the move of God in that moment. So I'm having to yield myself to the knowing that God, who created me and who loves me immeasurably, does have expectations of me, but he also has my best interest at heart in a way that no one else can, and that I can trust that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I could ask or think, according to the power that works in me. And that's Ephesians 3:20. I can trust his happy ending is better than the one that I'm writing for myself. And I want to remind you that you can trust that for yourself too. So today is the day. Come on, come with me. Let's jump. All right. Well, I hope that this was helpful. I love y'all. And I hope to talk to you again soon. If you check out Proverbs 27, let me know. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.